Bell will be buying a house in the next couple of months. Her father's an investment banker. He told Bell not to worry so much about the Fed raising short-term interest rates because he says long-term interest rates are not directly tied to the short-term increases. She's kind of confused because she keeps hearing back and forth about the Fed increasing rates. Okay, we hear it all. Can you explain simply the difference between short and long-term rates and how they differ?
Yes, short-term rates, and there is some core, but they kind of trend the same to a certain extent, but they don't. Yes, he
Uh-huh.
is correct. So basically, what short-term rates do, they're more into credit cards, car loans, things of that nature. And then when you get into long-term rates or into bonds, you get into more Fannie Freddie product and long-term rates. So a lot of times, now it hasn't happened in this scenario. Long-term rates did go. I mean, short-term and long-term rates really did go up together. But in a lot of situations throughout my and I'm showing my age, my 22-year or 23-year career now, that did not happen. But in this situation, it has. But now you're starting to see long-term rates drop. So he is correct. It looks like the Feds are talking about raising short-term rates again, which astonishes me. But that's another story for another day.
Yep.
I think that long-term rates are going to come down.
Good. And so do I. We all hope that's going to happen. And we've talked about this in past shows. And thinking between 4.5% and 5.5%, where they'll
Yes,
eventually end.
yes, yes.
And
And that, the CPI, Consumer Price Index, comes out May the 10th. Mark that date. It is
okay,
going to be very encouraging. And I think that's when you're really going to start to see rates continually decline. And the one thing we're doing is because of that, we do it for your clients as a loan officer and client for life is we're doing a no closing cost refinance because of rates are high right now to get people an incentive to go ahead and buy because I think when rates drop, I
yeah,
think, and you will probably agree, housing is going to be more demand, and which means that it's already in big demand, but which I think housing is going to go up. So,
and I think the part people should take away from what Randy just said, folks, is you can right now you're not competing with as many people as who will be in the marketplace come later this year when the rates start come down. So you can potentially find your home, a dream home, buy it, and yes, it's going to be a little bit higher rate than you want. But then, as you hear with Swan, all you do is you contact Randy, they refi it at a lower interest rate and no cost at that point, right?
well, and this will be interesting, Bob. March of 2022. What do you think the average on a house that was 300,000 in Louisville? What do you think the average? And it was a decent house. How many offers do you think were on it?
Well,
Seriously.
listen, not I I would say probably 25 or 30, where right now you're
Exactly.
dealing with one. But I want to follow up that
That's
since
right.
you brought this up. And Brent, you're gonna you'll love this. 3 weeks ago, we put a house on the market and we priced it at a really good price. And within a day, 87 visitors. One day. I got a call from an agent here in Louisville who said, Bob, I can't get into the house. There's too many people in there already. That's how hot this house was. By the end of that day, 11 offers, four of them cash, and we sold the house for 20% over list. And our sellers are pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
So,
I would say so.
yeah, so there you go. Just so, yes, it was hot a year ago to some level, but if the house is priced right, good condition and location, you're going to see people come. I'll give out my number. We'll talk more if you want.
Well, and one last thing on this,
Yeah.
my own family. If my daughter was not transferring to Atlanta, she would be buying a house in Louisville right now, not 4 months from now. Right now,
Right
I
now,
just
yeah.
I think this is the time to buy. I really do.
Yeah, especially with Swan offering a refi that's free. All right, we move on. Brett,